Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Profile Fridays. I'm Volvo933 from Evolve Games, bringing you a deck profile of the Royal Paladin Alfred build. So first off, we have our starter, Glime. Yeah, it's a very normal starter, every clan has it. When rolled upon, draw a card. And next, for the Great Trees, you run 4 Monarch Sentry Alfred. Alfred's skill is continuous. All your blaster blades on rearguard or guardian circle gets power plus 10,000 and shield plus 5,000. So next skill is auto when placed. Color blast 1, soul blast 1. Return a blaster blade from your drop zone to your hand. Until the end of the turn, this unit gets power plus 15,000, and if a card with Alfred in its name is in your soul, you get critical plus 1. So basically, this is your second ride. So when you ride it over another Alfred, you Counter Blast, Soul Blast 1, you return a Blaster Blade from your drop zone. So normally you have a Blaster Blade in your soul, you Soul Blast it, you return it back to your hand, and you get 15k power. And if you roll it on an Alfred, or if there's an Alfred in your soul, you get a critical plus 1. So basically it's a 28k with 2 crit at times. Okay, next. Next we have 4 King of Knights Alfred. So this is the original Alfred. Skill is once per turn, Counter Blast 1, Soul Blast, Counter Blast 1. So his skill is Counter Blast 1, search a Blaster Blade from your deck and call it to rearguard circle, and for that turn the Blaster Blade plus 5,000 power. And the continuous skill is when you have a Blaster Blade on your rearguard circle, this unit gets 10,000 power. So it's a 23,000 attacker when there is a Blaster Blade on your rearguard circle. So these are the 2 Alfreds you have in your deck. And next we have the Great 4, which is Exculpate the Blaster. Exculpate skill is when placed on Vanguard circle, Counter Blast 1, Soul Blast all your soul except for 1 card. And this unit, when it attacks all your opponent's rearguards and Vanguard. Next skill is at the end of the battle. So at the end of battle in attack, you put 2 cards from your hand into your soul and retire this guy, and you write Blaster Blade from your soul as stand. If you cannot write, you lose basically. So this card is normally either you use it to feel control, so you destroy their board, or as a finisher for 4 attacks. Next, moving on to the Great 2s. For the Great 2s, we have 4 Blaster Blade. Very important, this is basically Royal Paladin decks. You need to run Blaster Blade, and your Alfreds and Exculpate uses Blaster Blade. So Blaster Blade skill is continuous. If you have 4 or more rear guards, you get critical plus 1 when you're on Vanguard circle. And when placed on Vanguard or rearguard circle, Counter Blast 1 or Soul Blast 1, choose one of your opponent's front row rearguards and retire it. So yes. Next we have 4 Knight of Loyalty Bedivere. So Bedivere's skill is when placed from hand, you call a K from your hand to the rearguard circle and draw a card if you call. And continuous skill is during the battle it is boosted by the Knight of Friendship K, you get plus 3k. So it's a 13k plus Knight of Friendship K, you get a 24k column. So yep, this is the next Great 2. So next we have Rendering Angel. So Rendering Angel skill is when placed, you call up the Great 2 or less card from your hand to the rearguard circle, and if you caught, he gets 5,000 power. So some people run Gallatin, Some people run Akane. I prefer running this because I can get to call a unit and gain 5000 power for this turn. A 15k attacker with unboosted for turn 2 is a very good attack. I will explain the combos later. So next we have Knight of Friendship K. So the great ones, Knight of Friendship K, 8k power. So when placed from hand, you counterblast 1. Search for in your deck for up to 1 Knight of Loyalty Bedivere and call it to a rearguard circle. Now that's a superior calling ability. And also when it boosts Knight of Loyalty Bedivere, you get plus 3k. So 11k and 11k with Bedivere's 13k, you get a 24k column. Next, for great ones, we have Night Squire Allen. Night Squire Allen's skill is basically when placed, you counterblast 1, you call a card from your hand to the rearguard circle, and if you call up to 1 card grade less than or equal to your Vanguard. So your Vanguard is grade 3, you can call grade 3 and lower to the rearguard circle, and if you call, you draw 1 card and this unit gets power plus 3k to the end of turn. So this unit is essentially a superior caller. So unfortunately my deck has no cards with superior calling skills. Like I previously used Dream Painter, but I realized there's not a need since you run 4 Blaster Blade. So normally you can't activate, you won't need to activate Dream Painter skill. And normally if you don't have Blaster Blade, it's normally the end stages of the game. So most likely you wouldn't have Counterblast at that point, so you can't use his skill to call Dream Painter, then put grade 2 from the drop zone back into your soul. So yeah, I guess there's no point. So maybe some people do not run Night Squire Allen, they run Marin. So the next grade 2 I run, grade 1 I run is 2 of this Knight of Rose Morgana. Morgana's skill is when it attacks on the rearguard circle, Soul Blast 1, this unit gets 3k for every grade of your Vanguard. So if you use it on the turn 2, it will be a 14k bit stick. If not, on turn 3 and later, it will be 17k bit stick. And lastly, for the last 2 grade 2s, grade 1s, I run Wingal. Wingal's skill is during your turn, all your Blaster Blade in the same column as this gets 5000 power. So for usually I run 2 because I use this as the turn after the turn where you use Exculpate and you write Blaster Blade as 10 after using Exculpate skill. Then normally this column gets 23k with potential choice check triggers. Then you pump at the Wingal. Yeah. So with that, onto the trigger lineup. I run 8 crits, 4 flow girls, 4 Eponas, and Flash Shield is sold, the Perfect Guard, and also 4 Elaine. So this is my deck profile for the Alfred build. Next I will show you some combos. So onto the combos. So on your grade 2 turn, you draw a card, then you write Blaster Blade. Writing Blaster Blade. After that, depending on how many counterblasts you have, if you have 2 counterblasts, ideally you call Night Squire Allen behind Blaster Blade. I don't know if you can see. Sorry about that. So you call Night Squire Allen behind Blaster Blade. Night Squire Allen skill, counterblast 1. You call Bedivere from your hand. So Bedivere's skill lets you call a K from your hand, and you draw a card. Oh, sorry, before that, when you call when you use Knight Square Allen skill, you call Bedivere. Knight Square Allen draws your card. Then from Bedivere skill, you call K. Hopefully you have one in your hand. And K skill, and Bedivere skill lets you draw another card. And K skill lets you counterblast 1. And Superior Call of Bedivere from your deck. So this, you fill up your entire field with 2 counterblasts and 4 cards from your hand. And while also drawing 2 cards and superior calling 1 card. So in a less ideal situation, let's say you only have 1 counterblast, you can use Knight Square Allen and K skill together. So same thing, right? Blaster Blade, then you call Knight Square Allen. Knight Square Allen skill counterblast 1. You call Rendering Angel. Rendering Angels, Knight Square Allen skill draws you 1 card plus 3k. The Rendering Angel skill lets you superior call a card from your hand. With 2 or less. So superior call Bedivere. Then Rendering Angel gets power plus 5k. And Bedivere skill, call K from your hand. And you draw a card. So basically, you draw 2 cards. You call 4 from your hand. And you use 1 counterblast. And basically this is your grade 2 combo. On to the grade 3 combos. So this is your supposedly your final turn. So you draw, then you write Exculpate the Blaster. Exculpate the Blaster skill, counterblast 1. Then you get to Soul Blast everything except 1 card. So normally you have Soul Blasted Blaster Blade out using Monarch skill. So normally I'll keep Monarch inside, because if let's say this fails, when you write Monarch again next turn, you still get to pull off the 15k and the 1 crit. So I Soul Blast everything, I left the Monarch inside. Then I call down Vanguard at the back. So normally you have force markers. I will stack it on the Vanguard. So I'll swing this at 24k. Twin Drive. So let's say my Twin Drive, I get a heal trigger. And I get Knight Square Allen. So normally I'll pump the trigger to Vanguard. So Vanguard is 18 now. And I'll put 2 cards in hand. So I'll put Knight Square Allen and Blaster Blade into my soul and write Blaster Blade from there. So now when my Vanguard boosts the Blaster Blade in attack, I get 2 crit, 33k, 43k attack with a force marker. So normally by now they shouldn't be able to guard. If they still be able to guard after you got 2 more 24k attack, or at least maybe one with 34k if there's enough force marker. So after this, hopefully they lose in this turn. If they don't, next turn you stand up your cards. And you write Monarch. Then you pull off Monarch skill. Counterblast, Soul Blast 1. So you Soul Blast the Blaster Blade. You pick the Blaster Blade back into your hand. Then it gets 15k power and 1 crit. So by this time your opponent should not be able to guard anymore. Yeah. So that's the end of the deck profile. Do leave your comments and any constructive criticisms and any ways, tips and tricks to improve the deck, so that I can also learn from you guys. So that's it for Profile Fridays. I'll see you in the next episode.